Rudolph here. Welcome to True Power Health on this magnificent Monday here in Connecticut. Life's good, guys. Life's good. Did you watch Super Bowl last night? It was a beatdown. My man, Saquon Barkley, did not have a vintage game, but he completed the greatest rushing season in NFL history. We'll do another video on that. I'm doing Mahomes versus Brady. Now, let me preface this. Mahomes is spectacular. Mahomes is great. But to make him in the same, at this point in his career, to put him in the same is just buffoonery. I consider him, now let's just say hypothetically. The reason I'm saying that is because his story, Mahomes' story is not complete. Lord willing, and if his body holds up, and that's something I want to talk to you about, doesn't look like it's going to. If his body holds up, he could give you another 10 years. And if it's 10 years at this level, like Brady did all those years, if he didn't win the Super Bowl, he was in the playoffs and going deep into the playoffs and all this sort of stuff. So, but the story isn't done, okay? And that's the buffoonery that was going into calling him the GOAT. It just wasn't. If he never plays another football game, you would compare him to Sandy Koufax. Now, you guys, young guys, have no idea who Sandy Koufax is. He was a pitcher for the Dodgers, Hall of Famer. His first several years of career, he couldn't get the ball over the plate. He was almost useless. They couldn't use him in relief. They didn't do. Then he discovered the strike zone, and because of a 100-mile-per-hour fastball and just crazy stuff, he had 5 of the greatest pitching years ever. Ever. 5 years in a row. Then he blew his arm out. Okay? Now, he's in the Hall of Fame. But because of those 5 years, as I've said, the earlier years were worthless. The later years were worthless. Okay? So if you're going to put him against 5 years, people like Nolan Ryan had 20-plus years. Tom Seaver, 20 years. Bob Gibson. Steve Carlton. We can go right down the list. No, it doesn't measure up. So, now these bozos, Stephen A. Smith and all these bags of wind, are calling him the best ever after 7 years in the league, and Brady did what, 25? No, you can't make that comparison. You just can't. Now, as I said originally, he's not done yet. If he keeps himself healthy, and he's not going to if he continues like this. Okay? We'll get to that. If he keeps himself healthy, and that's where my expertise comes in, he could be right in the conversation by the end of his career. Absolutely. Absolutely. Okay? So, and just on pure ability and all, he's tremendous. Tremendous. But here's the deal that I want you to think about going forward. And nobody else is going to have the stones to say this, and nobody else has the knowledge to say this. But as you know, my doctoral thesis was about throwing baseballs. And nobody on this planet knows more about the physical culture of the human body and how it pertains to throw arm strength. Not, bodybuilding, big muscles. No, throwing things. Nobody knows more of javelins, baseballs, footballs. Nobody knows more about that on the planet than me. Okay? Now, when Patrick Mahomes, and this is what has me worried, when Patrick Mahomes first came out of college, okay, he was throwing 80-yard howitzers just effortless. Michael Vick was close. Jeff George was close. There was a handful of guys. But he, and this little guy, Jeff George, was quite big. He, oh my God. The talent was, now, for whatever reason, getting banged up, getting nicked up, not training properly, whatever, and I have no idea what he's doing training. But he's not, okay? He has lost some of that. He's lost some of that. Now, last night not pertaining because he couldn't get the ball down the field because his offensive line didn't give him time to. But he can't get the ball down the field like he used to. And guys, if this keeps dissipating, he's not going to end in a glory like Brady. He's going to end on fumes like Peyton Manning, okay? Relying on guile and knowledge and field expertise and all that. It's not going to end well. Brady, on the other hand, couldn't throw the ball across the street when he came out of college, out of Michigan. By the end, 20-some-odd years later, with Tampa Bay, he's still throwing howitzers. He improved his throwing like you wouldn't believe. Okay? Now, everybody knows about his regimen, which I think he was the fittest athlete I have ever seen as far as health and fitness. Okay? Vegan diet, never touched a conventional weight. Did a lot of kettlebells, did a lot of resistance band training. I'm not thrilled with the resistance band. I'm not. But, guys, I thought he had the best protocol ever. Why every single athlete isn't knocking on his door, pleading with him with a blank check to say, please tell me what to do, I don't know. Well, I do know. And the fact of the matter is, his protocol, especially the diet, is very, very hard to do. It's difficult. But look at his results. He got infinitely better as he got older. Mahomes is getting significantly worse. Now, unless Mahomes has an epiphany on his workouts and stuff, he's not gonna make it 10 years from now. Okay? Now, he may make it, but he's not going to be at the absolute pinnacle of the game like Brady was. Not going to happen. All right? Mahomes versus Brady, who's the GOAT? It's not even close. Maybe down the road. As of right now, you don't know what you're talking about. All right? All right. I'm sure all of you think I'm crazy. Leave your comments down below and we'll take it from there.